So, welcome everybody. I am going to just take a quick minute and let some people hop on. My name is Megan. I am the founder and CEO of SwiftPaws, and I am here today with, Piper. That's my girl. And you'll see her kind of like running around in the background. And then I'm also joined by Ella, who heads up our customer success here at SwiftPaws. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, I'm very happy to be here, Megan. Thank you.
Yeah. And so, full disclosure, this is the very first time that we are going live on Facebook. So, give us like just an inch of leeway. We're new to this, but we're really excited to be here. And while everybody is sort of hopping on, I'm excited to share the topic today. So, we're hoping to do these a little more frequently. And today we are tackling one of the biggest questions we get here at SwiftPaws all the time, which is, will my dog like it? And we will, of course, go into a lot of specifics a little bit later, but I'm just excited to share with all of you why most dogs really love SwiftPaws and also give you a better idea of what SwiftPaws is and how it works. And Ella is joining me, and you can actually see her cat in the background. So SwiftPaws is not just for dogs, but it's for cats too, and any pet who loves to chase. But she's here today also to share real stories of real pets and pet parents that she interacts with on a daily basis as our customer success manager. We hope that between the two of us and the conversation today, that we can give you a little bit better idea of why we are so deeply committed to impacting the lives of dogs and pets everywhere. Here at SwiftPaws, we fully believe that pets deserve to live their happiest, healthiest lives. I don't know about you, but my dogs, they eat better than I do. They get better medical care. Like if anything's wrong with them, we go straight to the vet. I really want my dogs and my pets to live just incredibly happy, fulfilled lives. And that's what we truly care about here at SwiftPaws. We're so committed, in fact, to sort of customer success and just the fact that we're hoping to better the lives of pets and their pet parents, that will basically honor our 30-day return policy despite almost any circumstances. Is that right, Ella?
That is true, Megan. We're really lenient with our 30-day return policy. To date, I don't think we've ever not accepted a return. Most people try to get it within that window, but well, first, let me just say that my job at SwiftPaws, my role is making sure that people like you and your dogs are happy. That is truly our number one concern. And if you're reaching out to customer success, you're more than likely talking to me. So, hi. We don't honestly get a lot of people asking about the returns, but like I said, we take them for almost any reason or even no reason. We've got that 30-day return policy in place because we want you to try. We want anyone who even thinks their dog might like it to have an opportunity to try it without having to put out so much money and then find out that they don't like it. So we're really good about that.
Yeah, thank you for that. And actually, I've been thinking about this quite a lot. Ella, coming after the end of last year, we were sort of talking about, how did the year go and looking at things on a whole. And in fact, we had very, very few returns. And one of my favorite things about what we get to do here at SwiftPaws, being such a small company and being so committed to our mission, is that any of our returns or refurbished product, we actually take as an opportunity to donate to nonprofits. So dog shelters, rescues, even foster groups. We donate that product to them so that they can use it to help benefit the pets in their care. So we're just overall, we're so committed to this mission. And I was trying to look back through our records of the returns that we did have. And even though we have had a restocking fee or refurbishment fee for returns, we have almost always completely waived that fee for our customers. And in fact, our customers are like without a doubt the most amazing people. When they do have to return for one reason or another, they almost always return the product in amazing condition. They really care about it. They care about giving it a chance. And if for one reason or another it didn't work for them, they treat it really well, and we don't have any problems cleaning it up, making it brand new again, and then donating it. So I am going to go on record, and I get to do that because I'm the CEO. So I'm going to put on my CEO hat. I'm going to go officially on record and say that we are, as of right now, changing our return policy, and we are going to offer a full money back guarantee. So no more restocking fee, no more, is it used? Is it not used? We just want you to give it a try. And if it doesn't work out or it doesn't live up to your expectation, you can contact us. Don't be afraid. We're always going to welcome you with open arms. If something happened to the product or it was damaged for some reason, contact us. We will do our best to take care of you. And if you do need to return it, we will happily take the return and we'll give you your entire purchase price as a refund. So that's it. I'm on record. Now I got to live up to it. So I guess I get to change our return and refund policies. So you'll see that in writing reflected really quickly. And Ella, thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining us here. And I just think that, I'm sure you've had some customers reaching out to you talking about maybe some issues that they're experiencing or having to actually return the product. Can you think of any in particular that you may want to share with us?
Well, one jumps out right away. I was thinking of it when you were talking about it earlier. We did have one customer that her little guy loved SwiftPaws at daycare. And so she was really excited to be able to get it for him, especially with COVID and stuff going on. It was early part of last year. And then she contacted me. She said, I know you have a 30-day return policy, but when I got it home, he was afraid of it. And she knew, because she knew he liked it at daycare, she knew if she could just take some time that she'd be able to get him used to it. Seeing it at home, it must have just freaked him out. He must have been like, no, this is a daycare thing. But anyway, we did extend it a couple of times. She kept us up on his progress and stuff. She also had the added problem of not being able to go to the park because it was early COVID time and we were in quarantine and stuff. But we just kept extending it. And I am happy to report she never did return it. So it did work. So we like to work with people. Now with Meghan's brand new policy, we might have to get a little more strict on that 30 days. But again, always ask. It doesn't ever hurt to ask. And we are really, I work for SwiftPaws, but I'm your advocate. You come to me and I will do everything I can to make you happy. And even more importantly, your pup or your kitty. Where did my cat go? He's still sleeping. So yeah, I just wanted to share that because that one was really sweet. That was a sweet return. Not return.
Yeah, she ended up not returning it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It just took a little bit longer. And so today also one thing that we're going to try to do is cover some of our most frequently asked questions, just like, is my dog going to like SwiftPaws? And Ella, I know you have a few frequently asked questions prepared. So why don't we just dive right in? And just before we do, I want to say this is our first time ever going live, frequently asked questions session. So anybody who's watching right now, if you have a question about SwiftPaws, maybe you have SwiftPaws, or maybe you're thinking about getting SwiftPaws, please feel free to drop that question in the comments. And if you want to do us a favor, you can also like or share this live video. We're trying this out for the first time, and we're just really looking forward to seeing how many people we can reach and how many people who can sort of see what we're doing and get to know us a little bit better too. So feel free to write in your questions. We did test this out, and it sounds like it takes about like a minute for us to actually receive the question. And then I've got some awesome team members who are going to be sort of giving me those questions. And then we'll do our very best to answer as many of those as we can in real time. But Ella, I know you have some prepared. So why don't we dive into those?
Yes, Meghan, I think the number one question that people would have on their minds, especially if they're just hearing about us, is what is SwiftPaws?
Okay, yeah, that's a biggie, right? Well, SwiftPaws has been my everything for a decade now. We actually got our start originally way back in 2011. I was a fresh college grad. And what SwiftPaws has turned into is really a company focused on enrichment. Now, pet enrichment and the enrichment of our dogs or cats or any animals' lives has always been really near and dear to my heart. I found out about this sport. It's actually a competitive canine sport, just like dog agility or obedience, and it's called lure coursing. I was like, lure what? What is that? And at the time, my dog was a miniature pinscher. I still have him. His name is Pretzel, and he's 14 years old now. And when I found out about it, what lure coursing is it's basically taking a dog's natural prey drive by dragging a fake lure. So imagine a fake rabbit or a fake squirrel. You're taking something that stimulates and simulates prey and stimulates that dog's prey drive, and then you're turning that into a game of play. So the dog is chasing this toy, and that's the whole concept. I was like, oh my goodness, Pretzel is going to love it. Pretzel lives to chase squirrels. We're based in Florida. We have a lot of squirrels and a lot of lizards. He chases it if it moves. And one thing led to another. I mean, there just wasn't a lot of access at the time. The sport is now open to all breeds, including mixed breeds, dogs that you've adopted from the shelter. But at the time, it was a very restricted sport. You could actually only compete if you had a sight hound. So as SwiftPaws got its start and as it got off the ground, I was like, well, if I can't find anywhere to do it, and the equipment was super expensive, it was literally thousands of dollars. It's like, well, maybe I can make one. So we cobbled together a piece of equipment, and one thing led to another. We started doing events and then started building the equipment for some other people. And that just led to where we are today. So we got our start making professional grade equipment. We've learned so many lessons. We've tried to improve on the equipment that exists out there. There's some really awesome equipment. People make their own equipment. But what we're trying to do is really provide a professional and commercial piece of equipment that you can either use if you are a dog trainer, a doggy daycare, a zoo. We're in a lot of zoos. They use it for their cheetahs, which is awesome. And then that eventually led to us making a home version. So we were going around the country doing events, largely for charities, raising money at their Bark in the Park or whatever annual event they would have. And everybody who tried the course was like, oh, we need this. We need this in our backyard. My dog needs to do this more than once a year. And so after years of slowly building and growing the company, we finally were able to completely develop and then launch SwiftPaws Home. So what is SwiftPaws? SwiftPaws is a larger brand where a group of dog lovers, really passionate, committed dog and cat and pet lovers that just care about enriching the lives of our pets. And we have a line of both consumer and commercial grade product. So I'm really proud of where our product is today. We've gone through our ups and downs. We have reworked and overhauled our engineering. Ella, you've been there with me. So has the rest of the team. We have probably updated our product 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 countless times. And where it is right now, I'm just super proud of where it is. So yeah, what is SwiftPaws? SwiftPaws is a lot of things, but at the end of the day, we're just a group of real people who love what we're making, and we love watching other people be able to give their dogs this kind of experience, or their cats or their pets as well.
Well, speaking of cats and pets, Meghan, one of the most interesting setups I've ever seen with the SwiftPaws home unit, I saw in a video the customer sent us. He said, I have a cat sanctuary and here's my setup. And what he showed me, I was like, whoa, I won't describe because we wouldn't advise to set it up this way, but this guy knew what he was doing. He had the line like 4 feet off the ground. We would not recommend that. So, so that leads me to the next biggest question that people ask is, where can it be set up? But before we get into that, Meghan, I want to point out the first thing people see usually with SwiftPaws is a video of this machine, this lure running around and around, and they're saying, "Oh my God, my dog would love it." Yeah, but this is a really important part of SwiftPaws, and it's the controller. So SwiftPaws isn't just for the dog; it's for both the mommy and the furry baby, and this is what controls it, and it's really cool, and we love it. It's a really cute little doggy head. So anyway, I wanted to bring that up, but now back to where can we set this up realistically?
Yeah, I mean, that is a great question. And it kind of sort of ties into this one. So I am going to talk about where you can set up SwiftPaws, but we did have a question dropped in. This is from Jennifer. Jennifer asks, my dog is very lazy. Okay, you've got a lazy dog. And she says, I wish that she would try this out somewhere. We do get that question a lot. Like, can I try this? Or is there anywhere to try it out? The short answer is, COVID put a big halt on a lot of events, both community and competitions. And I think the world is slowly getting back to a place where we're learning how to do events safely. And I think that, hopefully in the coming months, and hopefully especially by next year, events will be back in full swing. We are totally planning on putting an entire list up of where you can try out SwiftPaws, but also if you don't have somewhere near you. So what I would suggest is look up the United Kennel Club or the American Kennel Club. There are so many competitive events, so many clubs that offer lure coursing or, fast cat, the dash, precision coursing. There's so many different sports that incorporate lure coursing now. Just research it. There might be one near you or within driving distance, and then reach out to those individuals and see, hey, can I do a try it? Are you going to allow me to do a fun run? That's a great way to give it a try. Otherwise, especially with our new money back guarantee, if ultimately you're just like, I don't know if my dog is, too lazy for this. If you're willing to do it, we're willing to stand behind you. Give it a try. If your dog doesn't like it, send it back. We'll give you your money back, and then another great rescue or shelter will receive that product as a donation. Okay.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, I think it really is. And it is one of the things that my note just went flying. We have the windows open. One of the things that is nearest and dearest to my heart is I care a lot about where we do things, how we do things, and how we influence things. We do as much as we can here in the US. And I partner with a lot of great local organizations, and we do a lot of stuff locally. And I've always wanted to be able to help pets in need by helping the organizations that serve them. So it's just one of the ways that I'm just so thankful that we can have that piece and offer that help. Okay, where can you set up SwiftPaws? So, that's kind of a multi-part question. And the short answer is you can pretty much set SwiftPaws up anywhere. We do have overview videos. So you can see a little quick overview or a full setup video. And that is, you go to our website and you go to the product page, just scroll down, you'll see all the videos there. We also have a YouTube page. So subscribe to that. I'll plug that too. We always try to put up videos and new content about it. But big, small, hilly, not hilly, tall grass, short grass, where can you set up SwiftPaws is really up to you. We even have customers who set it up indoors, and customers who have now set it up in the snow. Wouldn't recommend leaving it outside in the snow or the rain because it's not entirely waterproof. It's water resistant. However, I think that imagination is it's up to you. Your imagination is going to take you wherever you want to go with SwiftPaws. A couple of points about, maybe safety concerns, right? When we did commercial equipment, the biggest safety feature with a professional setup are the people who are running the event. So the lure operator, the club that's hosting the event, they make sure that the terrain that you're running on is safe. The person who's operating the lure, and if there's the judge of the day of the event, everybody's looking out for the dog's safety. Well, when this product is going out there into the world and you're using it for your own personal use, our home version actually has a number of built-in safety features. So that aside, the safety features aside, you want to be careful about setting it up in certain places. So one thing I wouldn't recommend, I think we've talked about this before, is I wouldn't recommend setting it up on a hard surface like concrete or asphalt. And I'll let you go into that a little bit more. I think you've got a good story on that. And I would be careful about making your turns too sharp. So with SwiftPaws, you can set it up as a continuous loop course. So SwiftPaws is continuous loop. If you know anything about lure coursing, you'll know that the two kinds of lure coursing equipment are continuous loop and drag. Think of a drag machine like a fishing pole. You pull the line out and you reel it in. With SwiftPaws, it's a continuous loop. It's more like a clothesline pulley. So it's always going around in a circuit. That means that if you want to set it up in a straight line, you can set up the machine and a pulley opposite each other and run back and forth. You can add in a third pulley to make it a triangle so the return line isn't going directly where the outline is. But in that instance, you do want to make sure that you're not running your dog on too sharp of turns. And we've got a ton of informational material. We do cover a lot of this in our manual and on our Get Started tips and tricks videos. And make sure if you are going to run around in a loop that your angles stay about 90 degrees or wider. And that just helps to reduce the risk of your dog taking the turns a little bit too sharply. If you've got hills or if your yard is on a slope, You want to put your pulleys on the top and on the bottom. Think about that line as being the key to everything. You want the line suspended between the pulleys. And if it's dragging through a bunch of tall grass or if it's dragging over a hill, the more drag on the system, the less the motor is going to be able to function properly. So if you have really poor conditions, your max course length is going to get smaller because the motor is just going to work too hard. Back to the safety features. If your motor is working too hard, we do have a built-in safety stall. That's primarily in case your dog steps on the line or grabs the line. That can definitely happen. And in those instances, the motor will sense that and it will cut power to the motor and it will give you a tone that says, hey, I've encountered a situation. I'm going to stall so that I don't accidentally give the dog line burn. So for us, that safety feature is one of our keys. It's also a great measure for if you're putting too much drag on the line or if your tension is too tight. There's a lot of tips and tricks in there, and those built-in safety features help you adjust the course to get it just right.
Yes, Megan, and as you're talking, it reminded me that one of the most important jobs I have is keeping that frequently asked questions section up to date and pertinent to people's questions. And that is very easily accessed by going to our website and clicking on the little FAQ link. And honestly, almost any question you have, you will find an answer there. So hit that, and anybody can. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to have already bought SwiftPaws. You can access that and get a lot of your questions answered.
Yeah, and I will Ella, I'm going to brag about you for a little bit. Ella has actually been super good at taking any questions or any customer concerns that she gets, and she creates articles. So anything you can think of, go to the website. Two ways to get there. You can go to the FAQ on the tab, or in the bottom right-hand page on every page is a little pink, because SwiftPaws pink, question mark. Click that question mark, start typing in anything. You could type in battery. You could type in, course length. You can type in anything you're wondering about, and Ella has probably generated an article on it. Yeah. If for some reason you don't see your question answered, that's also the same place where you can actually submit a question. So you can email us and we'll get back to you. We do a pretty good job of getting back within 24 hours or less, but our guarantee is within 48 hours. And we do have another question that came in from Susan. And Susan says, will SwiftPaws increase my dog's hunting instinct? So we're talking about that prey drive. Ella, I think I'll let you handle this one.
We do get that question on occasion, and there's sort of mixed emotion in the answer. The answer is no, it won't, but it will increase their play drive. Most dogs really like to chase the plastic bag, but it's not going to make them want to chase the squirrels or the cats any more or less.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll add to that by saying that if you have a dog that you really want to build prey drive in, if they don't already have this natural instinct to chase, trying SwiftPaws out is not going to develop that in them. And the best way I know to build drive in a dog is to just play with them. So you could take the lure or the flag, you could play with them in hand and just build their play drive for the toy. Once they're really into it and they really want it and you're playing tug of war and you're running it around by hand, then you can attach it and see if they want to continue chasing it when it's attached. But people do write in and they say, well, is SwiftPaws going to make my dog chase my cat? And my answer is, well, does your dog already chase your cat? Because if they don't, if they're buddies, playing with SwiftPaws is not going to all of a sudden turn your dog into a cat chaser. And I like to give dogs a lot of credit. They are super smart. A lot of them outsmart me. Let's be fair, completely honest. My dogs train me. I don't train them. And I think that they know the difference. Now, when they first see it, that prey drive, they go, oh, squirrel or rabbit. And that is what causes them to want to play with it. But once they've chased it and when they catch it, because catching it's a huge part of the fun, they can tear it up. You get a whole roll of flags with the kit. So you're supposed to let them catch it. That's a part of the reward. Once they've caught it, actually, they realize, oh, this is literally just a plastic bag, or we actually have compostable flags now too that are completely digestible and biodegradable. And they catch the flag and they're like, wait a minute, this isn't a squirrel. This isn't a rabbit. Oh, this is a toy. And then that sort of switch, and then they can build this sort of desire. So if you ever had a dog that's crazy for a tennis ball, just like throwing a tennis ball or throwing the frisbee, it is going to increase your dog's drive for that toy. It is not necessarily going to take your dog and turn them into a hunter, even if you were hoping that it might. It's not going to actually create that in them, but it can help your dog develop a really healthy outlet for that natural instinct. Yeah. So thank you, Susan, because we do get that question sometimes, and it is, I think, important to understand the difference. I mean, the flag, there's nothing special about it. It's not scented. It doesn't taste like anything. It again, sort of like a tennis ball, it is an outlet for the dog to have that kind of enrichment with.
And that kind of actually, did we get any more questions? Because I have another one that kind of leads right into that.
Yeah, no, I think we're at the moment, we don't have any others.
Great, because that kind of leads into the next question that we hear a lot, and that is, what kind of dog likes SwiftPaws?
Oh, yeah, that is a really good one. Okay, so I have probably run, and I'm not exaggerating, tens of thousands of dogs with SwiftPaws. I used to go around the country running events, and these were just largely fun runs. So we would go and we would do a fundraiser for a charity, or we would do a pet expo. And I've run a lot of competitive events as well as a lure operator. And over the past 10 years, I have run a lot of dogs. And the answer is, I can't really tell you what kind of dog likes it, because every kind of dog can like it. And then some dogs that even dogs that are supposed to, be sight hounds, not every dog is going to love it. So it's a little bit of a catch-22. And sometimes people will even say, oh, I've been at events where they sign one dog up. They have two dogs with them. They sign one dog up and they're in the course, and that one dog just doesn't want to do it. And then the dog that they didn't sign up is at the end of its leash, like, let me at it. And that happens, and the only way to truly know if your dog is going to like SwiftPaws is to give it a shot. And I would also say that, there's good rules of thumb. If your dog likes to chase squirrels in the backyard, or if your dog, goes after, lizards, or has a drive for a tennis ball or a frisbee, they will naturally probably be more inclined to want to chase SwiftPaws as well. But if you've never exposed your dog to any kind of thing like that, it's really worth giving a try. I like to say that all dogs need to find their calling in life. And some dogs' calling is to have a job, like sheep herding. So many dogs are bred for a specific purpose. And even when we go to the shelter and we adopt a dog, Piper, wherever she went, she came out of a Miami-Dade shelter. I did a DNA test on her, and she's mostly hunting breeds. She's like a pointer, Vizsla, GSP cross. And all of that instinct means that, well, she points at stuff. She points at stuff in the yard, and she likes to chase stuff. And that natural instinct makes her more predisposed to wanting to chase SwiftPaws. But we've seen all different sizes, all different breeds, mixed breeds, the whole lot really, really love SwiftPaws. And I've seen dogs we've had even dogs that you really think would do it. We've had greyhounds come in and they look at it, and then they kind of sit down and they look at their owner and they're like, don't you know I'm retired? which is super funny, I think. So yeah, when in doubt, give it a try. Oh, okay. So we've actually just gotten another question in, and this one comes from Karen, and Karen says, for $400, I could build it myself. Okay, well, we are super transparent here at SwiftPaws. And one thing that I fully am aware of is that our product is at a premium price point. It's not going to be affordable for everybody. It's my goal to be able to grow to the size that we can continue to offer even more affordable products. We have also recently started offering PayPal credit, which gives you 0% financing for 6 months. So we're trying to help people who do want to give it a try in ways that aren't going to be super high interest. I really firmly believe in using tools like that, but not getting in over your head. But okay, so to Karen, yes, it is an expensive product at $400, our SwiftPaws Home. That is a tenth the price of the commercial equipment that I first priced out back when I found out about lure coursing. By the time I had priced out the motor, all the field pulleys, the deep cycle marine battery, and everything that I needed. It was going to be about $4,000. So that's not an excuse for the price point that the product is at. But what I am saying is there's a few things we don't compromise on. One of those is quality. And the major one is our customer support and our customer success. So you're talking to two of us, like we're real people. We are a team where we don't outsource any of our team members. Like we are people who really care about this. And we also care about our product. So our plastics, for example, they're not a cheap plastic. They are a PA6 30% glass filled product that is frequently used in the automotive industry. It has great thermodynamic properties. It can withstand heat, cold, freezing temperatures. It's not going to expand or crack or shrink or fade. And it's very, very durable. So, if your dog decides to, give it a chew and see what it tastes like, it's not going to break. It's not going to shatter. And I think that's really important for a toy that we expect our dogs to interact with. So at that price point, that's what we can run our business and offer SwiftPaws for at the moment. We do also, by the way, offer a sign up and save. So if you go to our website, you're going to get a pop-up. It's real. Like we really will give you a great discount on the product and free shipping if you are willing to sign up, and we don't spam you. We never sell your email address, right? We have a really cool newsletter that we put out every month. And we're just trying to grow our community of dog lovers. And if you can build one yourself, do it. That's how I got started. I cobbled together with the help of my dad. We built a first machine and it worked. It was crude and it had its ups and downs. But my final response, and I'll say this little tongue in cheek, is if you can build it yourself at that price point, let us know how you did it. Maybe we can learn a thing or two from you. All right, Ella, I think we can get back. I think that was the last question that I had submitted at the moment.
Okay, let's see. Where were we? We're going to be set up. What kind? The last thing is, I have a story. We had a customer he contacted me and he said, I got your SwiftPaws. I couldn't wait to use it. I ran it the first day. It worked beautifully. He said, but I had to put it away. And the next day when I came out to use it, it would barely run.
Oh.
And in talking to him, it turned out that he left his SwiftPaws in the rain overnight. He had to stop using it because it started raining. So he just walked away and came out the next day. And he even sent me a video, and it was the poor drive was barely running. And he said, surely it can be left in the rain. It's a dog toy, right? And I didn't even know how to respond to him. I had to come to Meghan. And in fact, it was a meeting day. We had our Zoom meeting that day, and I told everybody, and I was able to see everybody's faces. And I know that's what mine looked like when I read that. And I was like, he ruined his brand new SwiftPaws in one day. And so, Meghan, do you want to tell everybody what we decided to do for him? How we decided to handle this?
Yeah, ultimately, I like to think of SwiftPaws as an investment. It is an electronic toy, so while it is water resistant, it's definitely not waterproof. And we do try to put that into our materials. The two pieces that house electronics are the control handle that Ella's got, right? And the main unit itself. Yep, there it is. Everything else, you could submerge it, the field pulleys, the string, the flags themselves, they won't care. Leave them in a torrential downpour, right? But the main unit and the controller, they do have circuit boards inside of them. They do house electronics. So treat them like you would your cell phone. I wouldn't leave my cell phone out overnight. And anytime that I'm not playing with SwiftPaws, I at least take the main unit itself, hi Piper, and the controller inside. I do remember this story. And ultimately, we're still a small company. We make mistakes. We're human. We understand that people will too. So for this customer, we did offer him a replacement. And that's not to say to please leave it out in the rain, because please don't leave it out in the rain. But it's also every single time that we get a customer who maybe has some difficulty with the product or experiences something where the product, like the rain, for example, it's a learning opportunity for us to make sure that our materials and our educational materials are that much better. So if we can let customers know things like that and express it and share it with them in a way where they know how to take care of the product properly, it should last for years. This product has been built to last as long as you want to play with it. This is not something that you should, expect to have to replace on an annual basis. In fact, the remote controller, we played around with different battery sources for it. Battery we use with it now is going to last for an average of 2 years of use. So you won't even have to replace the battery in the remote for 2 years after you get it. And it should last you for way, way longer after you replace that battery also. Now, the main unit battery, that's something, it's just a really standard RC battery. We don't get those custom made. We decided to choose a battery that was really readily accessible because some customers like to get larger capacity batteries so they can run for longer. We only offer the one size because it's convenient for us to buy those in larger quantities so we can pack them with all of our product. But that battery, they have their successes and failures too. So we frequently have customers tell us, hey, this battery was working great and it's 6 months since I've gotten the product. And now all of a sudden when I'm charging it, one of the cells doesn't want to charge. Well, the good news there is that we stand behind the product that we produce, SwiftPaws, but we also stand behind everything that you get in the kit. So if you do experience an issue, we have a full 1-year warranty on the whole product. And even outside of that, if there's a real issue, something like that, we basically will send you a replacement. And we're fortunate enough to work with suppliers that when we do have quality problems like that, they will actually either give us some sort of a credit or they'll work with us to improve that so that over time we can make the product better overall.
Yeah, and that brings me to the one question that I was leading up to with my rain story was setup. We do recommend that you set the course up each time you're going to use it and take it down and or at least bring in the electronic components. So Meghan, I wanted you to explain just how easy it is to set up because we have a video of it too.
We do have a video, so you can see that. I think we've posted that actually to our Facebook page, but you can also find that on our YouTube channel and directly on the website. Go to the website, go to the product page. There is a quick setup video and a full setup video where you can watch me in real time, and I'm not that fast. You can watch me literally go around piece by piece and set up an entire course and run it. And you can see wherever she went. SwiftPaws, Piper over here. She loves it when we set up the product. And in fact, if we're setting it up just to do a video or to test something out, we can't take it down without letting her give it a solid try, because she'll be very upset with us if we set up her toy and then we don't let her play with it. This actually also goes along with the question that we got in from Susan. Thank you, Susan. Again, anybody, if you've got questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. She says, if I get just the regular kit, so SwiftPaws Home, is that enough to start playing? That's the one without the extra. So when you go to the website right now, we do have our SwiftPaws Home kit. We also have a bundle, and that bundle gives you some extras, really cool extras, including extra field pulleys. You can get creative, make your course a little like zigzags and stuff. But the SwiftPaws Home kit we created to be ready to play right out of the box. You don't need anything else to get started. It does come with 3 field pulleys and the machine, so you can make any set of 4, so a diamond or a rectangle in your yard or indoors. You've got people who set it up in their living rooms of all places, which is a riot. I love watching those videos. But yes, if you buy SwiftPaws, you are going to get, whether you get the regular kit or the bundle, you're going to get everything you need to run. The bundle is a good deal, but especially if you're like, you know what, I just want to give this a try, give this an introduction, go ahead and get the kit. Don't worry. It comes with the battery, the charger, the flags, and it's not just enough to get started. You get an entire roll of flags. So when your dog tears up the flags, you can keep replacing them. Same thing with the line. The line, you should be able to reuse over and over again. And we do include a line winder to sort of maintain and store the line when you're not using it. And how easy is it to set up? I've done this a lot. I can set up a full course in probably less than 10 minutes. Honestly, I could probably do it in 5. The first time you set up SwiftPaws, we really, really recommend watching some of those videos. If you've ordered it, it takes it on average like about a week, anywhere between 3 days and like 10 days for it to ship to you. We are based here in Florida. We do all of our fulfillment here. We are now also on Amazon. So if you order it there, it's going to get to you a lot faster. But if you're ordering it from our website, it'll take between like 3 and 10 days for it to get to you. During that time, watch the videos, learn how to set it up. That way, when it arrives, you're not like, what is this part or piece of it? But when you're setting up SwiftPaws, it's really easy to get into like a groove. So when I go to set it up, I have my bag, which comes with a tote bag, and I pull out my pulleys and I pick out where I want to put them, and I run my string around. I tie the ends of the string together. I put my machine in place. I get the tension right. And then, even though I've done this so many times, I always run it by itself before I bring a dog out. Because, I mean, stuff happens. Maybe there's like a stick that fell on the course, right, as you were setting it up and you missed it, or maybe your tension isn't quite right. It's always a good idea to give it a practice run and see how the flag is moving and make sure that you're really happy with the course before you bring your dog out to play. So super easy to set up, super easy to take down. And because it does run off of a rechargeable battery, you can take it anywhere. So you can take it to the park or, to a friend's house. You don't have to be tethered to anything. And the remote is also a wireless remote. So just it gives you a lot of flexibility that you don't see in the like larger, heavier commercial equipment. Yeah. All right. So I think we've got a few minutes here towards the end. Ella, did you have any other questions that you wanted to cover outside of the ones that people are submitting?
Not really, but just today, I had a customer ask a question that prompted me to tell her, hey, you know what? I can give you some hints, but if you go to the community and ask the question, our SwiftPaws community is so helpful, and they come up with ideas that we never even thought of. So, I mean, I gave her a couple of tips. She was actually asking about how to set it up in the snow. And because she showed me a picture, they've got, I don't know where she was, I don't remember, but there was so much snow. And she's like, my poor dog can't play. And I said, well, of course, you don't want to get it wet and stuff like that. But anyway, my point was the community is an awesome resource, and you don't have to own a SwiftPaws to join the community either. You can get your start there.
Yeah. And thank you so much. So the SwiftPaws community, again, this SwiftPaws is like my favorite thing. I live and breathe this. I love it. My dog lives and breathes this. So SwiftPaws is my everyday. And I am continuously surprised and just like delighted when people are sharing their experiences and posting their videos. I have seen more creative setups than I could ever imagine since we opened up the community. So let me tell you about the community. The community lives on Facebook. It's a Facebook community group, and it's an open group. So you don't have to be a SwiftPaws customer. You don't have to, it's not a private group. So anybody can join or even just go and look at our SwiftPaws community. Super easy to get to. We do have a couple of our team members helping to run this live. So we'll try to get the link to the community in the comments here. But if you're looking for the community, just go to Facebook and search for SwiftPaws community. It's that easy. Some of my recent favorites. So some of our customers have been setting it up in the snow. Again, disclaimer, make sure it's perfectly dry before you put it away. But I was amazed. I was born and raised in Florida. I've lived in some snowy places. I've definitely been in the cold, but I wouldn't have naturally thought that you could play with this in the snow. And it does awesome. Like the dogs are running and having a great time. I've seen some really cool indoor setups. I've seen some cat videos of cats going crazy for it. And like the dog is over on the side, like not even interested, and the cat's going crazy. And it's just so much fun. It literally makes my day when I get a notification that somebody posted in the community and it's just them sharing their experience. And let me also say that the community is a great place. Like you don't have to take our word for it. If you've got questions, you can write in the community and you'll have real SwiftPaws customers with their own experiences and their own knowledge base helping to answer your questions as well. We'll chime in too if we can help answer your question. And now, so we've got just a couple more minutes before we're going to sign off. And it's been so much fun doing our first live video. I was a little apprehensive. Ella, thank you. I know you and I, so Ella and I went on last week and we practiced and we did a whole practice session. But this has just been such a pleasure. But before we go, if you have any more questions, feel free to write in. I did get one. Oh, this is from Aaron. And Aaron says, the shelter pets at MD SPCA, the Maryland SPCA, love playtime with SwiftPaws. We need the snow to melt. Oh, Erin, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been a real fun little experiment and live for us. And for anybody watching, go check out the Maryland SPCA. So Erin works with them, and also they have an enrichment program. So many shelters and rescues have amazing volunteers and amazing staff that really care about not only like dog training and helping any of their dogs with behavioral problems sort of work through those so they become more adoptable, but also enrichment programs, which gives the dogs at the shelter and the cats too. There's enrichment for all the animals, healthy outlets for their energy. And I love it when I see a shelter like MDSPCA implementing something like SwiftPaws. So they do a fantastic job. They've got an awesome Facebook page. They're so much fun to watch. And thank you so much for writing in. Yes, I think everybody up north right now is ready for the snow to melt. And also, I know we said this earlier. However, if you do have any other questions too, check out the frequently asked questions on the website. You're welcome to always send us an email. If you're an existing customer or a prospective customer, or you have a question about SwiftPaws, the email to get directly to us is support@swiftpaws.com. You email that, we will get back to you. And of course, you're always welcome to write us in the community. And I just have had so much fun here. Ella, thank you so much for joining me.
You see, my lazy cat never woke up at all through this whole thing.
Piper is out there. She's out there staring. I think she's watching for birds right now. I think she's actually probably wishing we were playing with SwiftPaws at the moment. Oh, Brian says, I need this for our business. Thank you, Brian. We are so excited to be producing our commercial equipment again. We actually, when we developed SwiftPaws Home, this business has largely been a very small business. We've grown organically. We've grown by learning. So in 2017, we actually stopped producing commercial equipment to pursue the development of SwiftPaws Home. We only have so many resources. This company went quite a long time just doing it ourselves. And so we had a waiting list of customers who wanted our commercial equipment. And we developed SwiftPaws Home. We launched it. We did our first round of production. We sold out. We did our second round of production. We made a ton of improvements. And just last year, so 2020, like it or lump it, we actually started producing our professional equipment again. So our pro grade equipment has also undergone some upgrades. Now it has all new housing. We used to do a plastic housing, and now it has a custom aluminum housing that is built right here in Brevard County. We've got some great aluminum shops that do all the custom welding and powder coating for us. So our commercial equipment, I cannot say enough about it. It does a great job for whether you're a dog trainer or a dog daycare or a club that's trying to run competitive events. We do also have a dedicated customer liaison for our pro grade customers. So feel free to get in contact with us if you do have a business or if you're interested in commercial equipment. But I will say that SwiftPaws Home is a really robust little machine. From when we first produced it, it has come a long way. And what it does now is SwiftPaws Home, as a closing, it can run courses up to 300 feet long, and it can go at speeds of up to 30 miles an hour. So if it can keep this girl, where is she? She's over there. If it can keep Piper happy and running, and she's fast, trust me, she's a quick girl and she wants to be. It is pretty much enough to give any dog a really fun course. So Ella, again, thank you so much for joining us. I think we are going to sign off. There's one more possible question coming. This is from Rich, who says, I've been curious about this product for a year. Can't wait to get mine. Now I'm ready to join the SwiftPaws community. Oh, what a great way to sign off our first ever Facebook Live. Rich, thank you. I can't wait for you to get yours either. Send us video when you do. We love to see video of dogs trying it. And we can't wait to see you in the SwiftPaws community either. All right, everybody, we are going to sign off. Ella, anything else before we go?
I just did want to make a little plug. SwiftPaws Home has a lot of the same components that the pro equipment has, like our pulleys. So we got a really quality product that we just can't wait for everybody to try.
Yeah, you were right. So our SwiftPaws home pulleys, the pulleys that you get are identical. They are literally the same thing that you get with our commercial grade equipment. So our product, we really do put a lot of love into it. Hi, Piper. You're doing a video bomb here. Way to go, girl. So thank you all. We are going to sign off. And until the next time, please join us. Write us with any questions that you may have.